Yeah, and the thing is that the Dolan twins are doing a video with Shane. Can I also just say, what's the tea on you and Jeffree?
Okay. So, basically...
I think that's what Jeffree said. Unless if I, like...
there's no tomato. Flipping eyeball. Okay.
Okay.
We're recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Is this your first collab?
Yes. Okay, so...
Am I wearing the sparkles now? Am I in the constellation? I wore my constellation necklace. I actually did.
I saw that you were wearing the moon
did.
earring. Anyways, hi guys, it's Jordan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here with Megan. What's your name?
Oh, I'm Megan McKinnon.
And today we're going to be doing a mukbang. And I took notes. We're going to be talking about the second episode in Jeffree and Shane's new series.
I got a kid's toy.
Cute.
Those little glasses.
Oh,
that's like 3D. Fun. Never gonna use that. Got you some extra napkins.
For my gooping eye.
Yeah.
Sorry, I look like a dusted Cheeto. I had to get ready in the dark today, so that was
You know what's crazy? Is I did a video like, I don't know, like 6 months ago, like predicting what the palette was gonna be like, and I got like 4 of the shade names right.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, I did like a Diet Cola Cheeto. I did like a video on it, and then like I was watching the newest episode yesterday. I was like, bitch, I was right about like so much stuff.
I'm gonna show you my food, and if you want to subscribe to Megan, I'm going to leave her channel description in the description. We're going to be filming a calling into jobs that we don't have video for Megan's channel, so make sure to go check out her channel for that video, and it'll be up maybe before this one or maybe after, but make sure to go subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you don't miss it.
Oh, yeah, please do that. Please, I'm begging you. Like, I'm begging you. No.
We need subscribers. Please love us.
Please. Thank you so much. And to the people who already did subscribe, thank you so much. It means a lot to me.
Oh yeah, so the Sparkles that subscribed to our channel, thank you guys for
that was really nice of you guys, so thank you so much. It meant a lot. So.
Charity work.
Yeah, literally, like you're my...
Oh my god, I'm so famous.
He's my Shane Dawson.
I was gonna say James Charles because I'm so famous.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. That is, I'm really looking forward to the next episode to just see.
I like that James released a video like right before.
Yeah. Okay. Literally, at the very beginning of the video, my hair's already up. Like, I'm already just done with it. My hair's always up. I never have it down. And I want it to be pretty on your channel, so I left it down.
Okay.
And now I'm like, fuck it.
So I got a junior bacon cheeseburger.
Yum.
And I got the spicy chicken. And then I got the small size fries because they always try and give you like a massive proportion that's enough to feed me and my entire family and all of my past ancestors. But here I got a vanilla Coke and
it's so true.
I just spit fries. And I got fries and a vanilla Coke in the small and 2 burgers.
I got nuggets. I got fries. And then what I did get is this drink, which is half Sprite and half fruit punch.
Fruit punch, yeah. We'll have a mixing legend.
So, you know.
An alchemist.
Yeah, mixing legend. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, junior bacon cheeseburger has been my favorite since. Does your camera do like the focusy thing?
Yeah.
Mine is like so old school that I couldn't
kind of do the beauty guru thing.
Guru focus on my burger. So, you guys probably saw the first video that I posted about episode 1 talking about it, but so far in this second episode, I was like shook that they were so focused on money. Like, they showed Shane being like, yes, all this money, all this money. I'm seeing all these like videos pop up in the drama community being like, this is a money grab, this is a money grab. Meanwhile, it showed Jeffree being like, I don't care about money, it's all about making a product to me.
I think it was about money to begin with, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, like I think for Jeffree, it's like it was about money and like creating like that empire that he's created. But he's always been really true to what he wants from his brand at the same time. And I didn't think of it came off in the sense of like, oh, money, 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 because like Shane was just like in the bathroom like I would have had to leave and take a minute too.
Like my opinion is that I'm like, girl, you go out and get that bag, go get your coin, like make your palette. But I know like the entire drama community is popping up with all these videos being like, this is such a money grab, this is such a money grab.
Even if it was, go get that cash. honestly, like, who am I to say? I'm gonna be buying the whole friggin' collection. I know I will.
I probably won't because I can like barely pay rent, but things change. Maybe I'll buy the palette.
Oh, I'm gonna be buying everything.
If you want to send me that palette in PR, Shane and Jeffree, I will test it out on my channel, but I can't afford no $45 retail.
I have no clout to give you, but if you want to send it to me,
then you can give her clout.
Be the next charity case on Shane's like channel. It actually gave me anxiety when they started telling us how much things cost. I was like, no, don't do that. Like, don't do that to your business. I started like, getting freaked out.
People are gonna buy the palette anyways. But when they find out that Jeffree makes $20 million per palette release, people are going to be like, what?
And he should though. He's worked hard. Like, he should be making money. You know what I mean? But like, I thought this. I was like,
there's so much money.
I was like, no, don't tell people that. But I honestly don't think people really care. Like, I think people already kind of knew, but
I think at this point, people are just so interested in the series and wanting to see like the behind the scenes. And being somebody that I've always wanted to create an entire makeup line, I'm so interested in this, but I'm like, I would also love to see like, how do you do this if you don't have 20 million subscribers and you're best friends with Jeffree Star? Like, yeah,
that would be.
I would love to see like how somebody that is actually starting like from the ground up and they're just trying to figure it out, like how you would go about that, because I'm like, I don't know who you would contact or like how you would
if you did it
make
yourself,
your own product.
If you did it yourself, like, I mean, like for example, Jeffree, he had like his music and everything kind of like behind him to kind of support him to start his company. Like, because think back to like the MySpace days, he was not nearly as rich as he is now, like at all.
And I think that's why he's like trying to help Shane out and help other people out, because he's been so screwed over in the past with money.
Oh my god, that Nikki Tutorials thing.
That's what, like, that's the thing that blew my mind the most about this entire collab, and I feel like is doing the most charity work for the YouTube community by mentioning that, because it's going to be, okay, first off, if you didn't watch the video and you don't know about the Nikki Tutorials thing, basically Nikki released this palette and collection with Too Faced. It was a collection, right? Not just one palette? I think it was a few products.
I know it was just the palette for sure, but I don't know if it was a collection. I don't remember.
And they gave her a flat rate of $50,000, not $500,000, $50,000, and they made millions off of it. And all she got was the $50,000.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. It's really not alleged. Like, they made millions.
It's not alleged. But
the actual number's probably alleged, but like, what's big real?
Like, Too Faced really screwed her over. Like, really screwed her over on that.
Yeah, that's so shady. But by them mentioning that and making it public, the numbers that Shane actually makes when he does his collabs for merch and book lines and stuff, not that they shared specifics, but showing that Shane is so blown away by the percentage that he's getting in Jeffree's video is kind of going to up the ante and make other companies have to pay influencers more, because people aren't going to settle for less anymore, and they're certainly not going to settle naively for, like, for $50,000 for a palette that's going to make millions.
I feel so bad for her.
She's the one person that I feel like, not the one person, I feel like she's just like Shane, in that she has a massive platform, and she's been on YouTube doing this for like years, and she doesn't have like a company and barely gets anything from it. And it's a choice, because she doesn't want to have a company, she said herself, but maybe in the future, but she never wanted to have a company. But it's like, it's crazy the difference. Like, Jeffree Star is probably close to a billionaire, and Shane is like, I'm so poor in comparison.
And I like that they mentioned like, in comparison to him.
Go get your bag. Yeah, I even wrote that. I wrote down on the thing for Shane. Go get your bag.
Go get that bag, honey.
I was also curious, do you think Jeffree had the permission? They must have had the permission from Nikki Tutorials to actually talk about that, right? She probably just didn't want to mention it on her own channel. But about like how much money, because like they just exposed her.
Yeah, I'd be kind of pissed if I didn't give him the permission to do that. And she's like, so. But no, she must have. Or you know what? He could have mentioned it, and then Shane could have been like, hey, Jeffree said this on camera, can I put it in?
That's what I feel like. They probably film it organically and then ask for permission and then take out what they can.
Yeah,
kind of like the Jake Paul.
Yeah, organic.
Yeah. And they foreshadowed for like what they were going to say and then never told us anything. But like, I think that's all on Jake. I think he was like, we're not going to show any of that. Yeah. I knew that Jeffree Star is rich, but I was full on shook by like how big his company is.
Yeah.
And the only part that I didn't like about this creation was how like boom, boom, boom it was to be like, okay, let's pick out all the names, let's pick out your palette, let's pick out everything, and they literally do that like in an afternoon meeting. I was like, what? This is something that I would probably take years just deciding on my shade names.
Really?
So I was like, wow, I didn't think that that part would be so quick. I thought that would be like the actual art form of it, and like,
really?
I'm excited to see like what the palette looks like what the actual art design is going to be.
That's funny because like, I thought they would spend like 2 days to like 4 days deciding like the names and like the colors. So I was surprised how quick it was as well.
The colors too, like I didn't know, that's the part that I didn't know. I was like, how do you formulate the colors to make sure that everything is unique? And I didn't know that they just took it out of a Pantone book, like painting a wall. Like, I know literally nothing about the makeup process other than what I've seen in like James's video, basically, where he was creating makeup. So I'm like, that's about as behind the scenes as I've seen so far personally. And working at Lush, but like they have like all natural products. It ain't really that glam.
No.
Sorry, Lush, love you the most.
Do they do like makeup?
Sort of.
Yeah, I think they do.
And they do like hair coloring and stuff that's not like, it's henna and whatnot, but
I'm personally really excited for the next one because I'm really happy Shane is doing the whole Dramageddon 2 thing really early and getting it out of the way with. So everyone can talk and do their videos about it. People can go on Twitter.
Is it confirmed? Is there 9 of these episodes or like 6 or something, or do we not know?
I think he said there was 9. Or 10 even.
I wasn't sure if that was actually true, that we're getting like...
I think that's what Jeffree said. Unless if I like...
there's no tomato. How sad.
I have ketchup.
It's probably like one of those... You have ketchup. Liquid tomatoes. That's okay. I have ketchup too.
No.
I feel like it might be one of those tomato strikes that we have here where like things are going wrong in California, so they're like, you have to ask for a tomato.
Oh, that's okay.
Or no tomato for you. Yeah. It was always a thing in Alberta.
I have never heard of that.
I ate a lot of fast food growing up.
I'm happy that Dramageddon is happening next episode. They're just gonna get over with. The Dolan twins.
Do you think it is? It's gonna be all over in the next episode?
It might be like a couple episodes, but I think it's gonna be over earlier in the series, so he can just move on and like focus on like the good things of his palette, because he's gonna have to take it from this dark place of like Jeffree probably crying, being like, I shouldn't have gotten involved, and James and Toddy and all this crap that happened, and then he's gonna have to take it, and then they're gonna have to move on from it, and then they're gonna have to be happy and creating the palette, and it's gonna be this big happy ending. That's gonna take a couple episodes. You know what I mean? So it might be a couple episodes, but the thing is that the Dolan twins collab with Shane Dawson, which is really random, is happening during all this. So
okay, that's what I was curious about. I was like, are they gonna post that once it's over? Because if we're waiting, and are we getting an episode every week? Because
I don't know.
Before they would, in the past when Shane did these big series, he'd be like, okay, this is when the next episode is, and then it would get pushed back all the time.
Yeah.
And then that would build like an even bigger hype, whether that was intentional or not.
Yeah.
And then the episode would drop. But now, even like at a week apart or whatever these are, it seems like it's kind of like really fast. And they'd be able to build up even more hype, even though we've been waiting for an entire year, if they waited longer in between these episodes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know if we're just gonna get like an episode a week or what's going to happen. But I just thought it was crazy because I didn't know whether they were going to include the Dramageddon in here. But right off the beginning, we're seeing like James and Jeffree are definitely still working together when they were filming this season. Like,
it's like, do we like him? It's like, do we like him for now? I was like, we don't know.
Okay. In the first episode, this is what's confusing to me. In the first episode, Shane is walking around and going, ooh, ooh, to all the pictures and everything of James. Like, at the
it's like he
opening,
knew.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, was that filmed before? Because in the second episode that we just watched, Jeffree and James are going around, and Jeffree and James are definitely still working together. They're showing all of Sister's apparel. They're showing the entire warehouse for it.
Yeah.
And Jeffree's talking about James as if he's a little brother. They're talking about everything in positive terms. So I'm like, did they film the first episode first? Because Shane is obviously like, oh, there's drama. And they wouldn't be working together if there's drama.
But they would have to film that first and put it, he couldn't put that first if it wasn't because of the meet and greet. People from that meet and greet would be like, no, I met him like after Dramageddon happened. Does that make sense?
Wait, when was that meet and greet? Was that meet and greet after Dramageddon?
No, I think it was before, wasn't it? Because Blue Blood wasn't out yet.
Then why was, okay, if that's the tea, then why was Shane, like, doing that?
Maybe he just didn't like James. Like, maybe he just wasn't a fan. I don't know.
Oh my god, the tea is, like, more than boiling now, honey.
Yeah, like that's actually a really good point. Because he was always like, oh, you're right. I noticed that too. It's like, what's, like...
Because I don't pay attention to the dates of, like, when they do, like, Morphe openings and stuff.
I could be totally wrong, and they could have, and people would be like, oh yeah, no, like, the meet and greet was after the whole thing, but
like,
I don't think
either way, like, that's good to know. Like, the meet and greet has a date, and the public's gonna know, and the fans definitely know the date of the meet and greet, so, like, that'll be able to clock the house whether the drama was
yeah, that's really interesting, actually.
Because Shane was clearly, like, he was joking around, but he was clearly shading James, like, right from the beginning, so.
Yeah, it was a little weird. Like, it's funny to me because, like, nearly everybody I know either is, like, team James, team Jeffree, team whatever. And for me, personally, like, and I'm not just saying this for the camera, like, I genuinely just, like, kind of, like, I just like everyone.
I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of people are like, I just genuinely don't care.
I love Jeffree. Like, I absolutely stan Jeffree to the end. I fucking love him. I have his, like, hoodie in my backseat right now.
Oh my god, I've never been able to afford one, but yeah, I wish.
I stan Jeffree to the end. Like, I fucking love him because I love that he's just like, he's a lot like me in the sense where he says it like it is. Like, if you were to ask me a question right now, I would just tell you the truth straight up. Like, if I mean, actually, I like your makeup a lot today, but say if I didn't like your makeup and you were like, what do you think? I'd be like, I don't like it.
It looks patchy as shit.
I'd be like, it looks like shit. Like, I would tell you that. Like, you know what I mean?
Like, I'm the kind of person, okay, here.
Should have just been wearing this the whole time. I just can't relate to all the drama happening.
Oh, it's the can't relate.
Yeah,
oh, that's
so
cute. Okay, so this whole situation about people are like, you need to be Team Jeffree, Team James. I feel like it's like when your friends in high school break up. Like, or like, if you're like friends with like two friends and then they break up and it's like, you need to be friends with me or only friends with her, or like things like that. And I feel like we're all just publicly caught in the middle of the drama. I do feel like I'm in some way stuck in between a friend triangle because I like all of them for individual reasons. Oh, I also wanted to talk about when they were talking about palette costs and like the production costs and how much Jeffree's actually costs like $25 to produce a palette and how other companies have like a much greater markup. I would way rather invest and have a product cost like $30 and make like a bomb dope ass product and make $5 per product as opposed to making $20 per product. But I'm like, I don't care if it ends up being mass produced. I think that it would be cooler if it was just like, my subscribers are the only people that even know about this product existing, and it was like made special for them, and it could be like in product and packaging that is like something specific for like the subscriber base. Like, that's what I think. And especially if you're going to be like a beauty guru making a makeup line as a YouTuber, I feel like it can't just be something generic, or in my opinion, I don't want something that would just be generic. I would want it to be super specific. So that's what I like about, like, I love James Charles' palette, and I wish I could have a nice bright rainbow palette.
You don't have it?
No, I don't have, like, the most expensive thing I have is like the NYX Ultimate Brights. I think it was like $18 or something. It's like the most expensive makeup product I own. But like James Charles' palette, I would love that, and it's more affordable.
Yeah. So
more people can have the palette, but Jeffree's palette's just like, there's something that you want to literally keep the palette even when you're done. You're like, I'm never throwing this out.
Yeah. It's like a collection. Like, that's why, like, when he drops a collection, it's a whole thing. Like, when Blue Blood came out, I was all over it. I didn't know if I was going to use it very much, but I was like, I really want this. And you know what? I'm honestly surprised how often I use that palette. Like, I use blue eyeshadow now, and I never would have before, and I love that. I'm not saying Jeffree on his own created this idea of being able to wear colorful makeup, but he was a huge piece of, like, everyone actually, like, wearing blue and green on their eyelids and not getting, like, teased for it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I could have worn, like,
it's like he took the brunt of it.
Jeffree Star came out, he got so much hate for the way he was. He continued to be himself, and it just shows you that if you just stay true to who you are and what you want to do, you can create this empire and live this life that you want. You know what I mean?
See, that's good point. Jeffree went out there. Jeffree was ridiculed by the entire media. Jeffree was ridiculed by the public. Jeffree was called every different name so that this generation doesn't have to be. So, he was like, now you can go out in makeup, you can go out in high heels, you can do drag, you can, like, everything, and not even Jeffree's not even a drag queen and never was. But,
he's androgynous. He's just like...
Yeah. But, like, him being somebody that is out of the norm, just like David Bowie, just like Boy George, just like Prince, like, because of all of these people in the past being frontiers and taking the entire brunt and taking, like, all the bullying from the public, now people don't have to. Jeffree is somebody that, or David Bowie, like, people from the past, that they had to take a public beating so that we don't have to.
Yeah, I think, like, yeah, no, for sure. It's interesting, like, because it even, like, helped, like, obviously, like, gay men or whatever you identify as, like, the LGBTQ plus community, like, it helps that community so much to just be themselves and be able to wear makeup. But, like, and a less, like, sensitive side is, like, for women, like, it's like, oh, now we can wear makeup how we want and not be judged for it now too, because it was always like
makeup doesn't have to be pretty anymore. It can be about
it could be anything you want it to be.
Art.
Yeah, it's like I like could go on a date and wear, like, blue eyeshadow if I wanted, and I don't think it would be, like, a big deal now, because guys know, like, oh, like, this is how it is now. You know what I mean? So, like, I mean, obviously, like, it was more important for the LGBTQ plus community, like, more than women, but it did help, like, and Jeffree Star was a huge piece in that. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's, like, the YouTube community now and the beauty community is making it, like, normalizing it for men, women, everybody to wear makeup in any way that they want to. But Jeffree Star was, like, around since the beginning of MySpace. So Jeffree Star's not just YouTube, he's a pioneer of social media.
100%. Like him, Shane.
Like,
Shane was, like, the panier of, like, YouTube. Because, like, I've been watching Shane forever. I was, like, how old? Like, 11?
I know, what was the very first YouTube video you saw? Not of Shane's, just in general.
Oh, I don't remember. Probably, like, Charlie bit my finger.
Okay. The first YouTube video I ever saw was, like, the Take Over the World video, and he's like, I want to take over the world, and he's like, but I'm really tired, so take a nap. Okay, that's what YouTube was in the very beginning for me, because there was, like, this website called Newgrounds that used to make funny videos like that before.
Oh, and then
YouTube came along. But, like, in the vlogger era, where all of these, like, faces were coming out, the first people I remember, like, even when I was in high school, was Shane Dawson and Colleen Ballinger. Like, they were from the very beginning.
Justine was big too. I remember watching her.
I don't even know who that is.
She's like, well, I also used to play a lot of video games and stuff, so she was very techie, and yeah.
But yeah, Shane Dawson. I used to watch this guy named Mitchell Davis. He's the only YouTuber that I ever bought merch from. I remember that. He's still around, but his channel's not, like, the same. It's not big.
Remember Ray William Johnson?
No, I know the name, but I'm like, who is that?
Never mind.
Okay, the other big YouTuber that I used to watch in the very back in the day was Chris Crocker, like, Leave Britney Alone.
Oh my god, I love him. He's so funny.
That was, like, that's how I got introduced to Jeffree Star, and he was my first original taste of, like, men wearing makeup and stuff.
Yeah.
And sorry, there was one other. And Jenna Marbles. I remember Jenna Marbles from way back in high school as well.
Yeah. This series is, like, really inspiring. Like, every time after I watch, well, every time, like, it's only been 2 episodes, but, like, each time I've watched it,
every time I watch any Shane series, I'm
always like, oh, it puts a fire under my butt to, like, be like, yeah, like, I need to go and, like, edit and make videos, and, like, I need to, like, keep doing this, and it makes me feel like, yeah, like, I can do this, because sometimes, like, you know, you're, like, sitting there, and I mean, like, you put up the video, and you're like, I hope this, like, people like it. You know what I mean? It's just like,
I hope somebody clicks on this.
I hope somebody, like, watches me and maybe hit subscribe. Like, you know, it's just like, and it's like, I always believe in myself, and I always, like, tell myself, like, you're gonna do what you want in life, and I'm constantly telling myself that, because if you don't, then you're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just, like, after watching that, I'm like, oh my god, like, I have to watch it. Like,
it's like, if you don't do it for yourself, like, nobody's gonna do it for you.
Yeah, and it's just like kind of like, I don't know, like if you found that, like after I watched it, I'm like, okay, like I start like going on like changing tags on like my videos and stuff.
See,
and like
this entire series, I don't need to be a millionaire, but I find it so inspiring just to know that Jeffree took something that was out of the norm and just something that's so true to him and something that he wanted to do and made not just a career but an entire empire out of this, and now he's able to help other people. And
can I also just say, the whole Shane Dawson, I think the Shane Dawson Dolan twins thing, it's one of two options here. I think one, it's gonna be about James and they're gonna be talking about some stuff, but whether it's like, oh, we're not, you know, like this like Fab Four group, what were they called, the sister group, sister squad, like this sister squad is no longer together and like this is what happened. It's like a watered down version.
Yeah, that's a long awaited video that we wanted to hear too.
The thing is like, I feel like the Dolan twins just are always like, they just kind of stay out of drama and they don't need to talk about it. Like, they've never really needed to. They've just stayed out of it and they just keep doing their thing and they're fine and successful. They have 10 million subscribers, like they're fine. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really know if it's gonna be that, or if they're going to Shane being like, hey, we want to like branch off from YouTube, but we don't want to make our subscribers upset, and then Shane uses his magic wand and makes everything okay for them to go off and start a charity or do modeling or whatever it is that they want to do. Or maybe they're starting like a fashion line or something. I don't know. Like, either they're going to Shane so they can go do something else other than YouTube and everyone's okay with it, or they're going to him to talk about Dramageddon too. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like those are like the two options it could be. Like, I don't really think, like, I don't know, because I love the Dolan twins. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous.
I'm curious about that situation because I feel like they want to address the father situation publicly about their father passing, but also I know that the public wants to hear about like what happened to the sister squad, and I've heard so many different stories about the Dolan twins because Jeffree came out and said that I believe Jeffree came out and said that he heard from the Dolan twins about James's behavior initially, but then James came out publicly and said that the Dolan twins were privately supporting him, so I'm like, I don't know which way it's going, but it would be nice to hear from them.
Yeah, I know, and the thing is, like, I think it was smart career-wise to just stay silent and just let it blow over. Because, like, I get, like, if you look at the Kardashians, for example, a lot of the time, either they make, like, one tweet or like on an Instagram story or something, and then it's just never talked about again, or they literally ignore it and their empire still just grows. It's almost better to just stay silent sometimes rather than like speak up.
Yeah.
It depends on the situation. Like, obviously, like with James,
especially with the Dolan twins, where it's like it really doesn't affect them. It's not their drama. They're not the ones that were getting themselves in trouble. They were kind of just like roped into it.
They're just like, guess what? Can I also just say, what's the tea on you and Jeffree?
Okay, so basically,
you're welcome.
How long ago did this happen? I realized like 2 years ago that Jeffree Star had blocked me on Instagram because I went to post or tag him in a picture of me, and then I realized that he was not on Twitter either, that he had blocked me on Twitter as well. Okay. But I have no freaking clue why. I never made a video about him, I never made a bad tweet about him, I never made a bad post about him, never said anything poorly ever. All I did was like complete fangirling. So I'm like, I don't know.
Do you need to apologize for something?
No, but Jeffree Star can apologize to me.
Oh shit, okay, I'm out of this one. I'm gonna just step on out of that. No, that's so funny. Jeffree, please follow. Like, unblock him. You don't have to follow him.
I really don't. Like, I have no hard feelings. Like, I still support Jeffree and everything in social media. It's like neither here nor there. Trisha Paytas has me blocked too, but
it's so funny because I still really stand Trisha.
Yeah, I'm still a big fan of all of them.
Yeah.
I'm the kind of person that I know that people try and cancel people all the time, and they did this and they did that in the past, but I'm like, I've done lots of shitty things in the past too, and if people pulled them up and tried to cancel me for things that I did like 10 years ago, I would like to have the same respect and the same like empathy that people would treat me the same way. So I'm like, I feel like people grow, people change, and if they've made mistakes that I don't like, as long as they've held themselves accountable, I don't think that there's any reason to still be like torturing people for mistakes or things that they said 10 years ago.
But
that being said, I have no idea what the frick Jeffree's beef is with me. He probably doesn't even know who I am. He was probably just going through social media one day and was like, block, 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 block.
He was just like, I don't like him.
I feel better.
His face just like not vibing. Like I just don't like his face in this one. That'd be so funny. No, that's really funny. I just wanted to know.
But anyways, I hope that you guys liked this video. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the Shane and Jeffree series and how you think that this Dramageddon drama is going to pour out. And make sure to check out Megan's channel. Like I said, I will leave her channel in the description below, and go check out her calling into jobs that we don't have. Calling in sick to jobs that we don't have video on her channel. And I guess that is it for this video. So as always, make sure to be weird, be wild, and stay sparkly, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.